But we begin with White House correspondent Jacqui Heinrich, who joins us live from the North Lawn. Hi, Jacqui.
Hey, Julie. Yeah, despite that movement in the Senate last night, the House has still not acted, and TSA workers today are set to miss another paycheck. So the president tried to stop the bleeding. He was reportedly concerned about the possibility of mass walkouts of TSA agents ahead of the spring break travel season. Already, you've had nearly 500 walk off their jobs because of unreliable pay. He posted this last night. Because the Democrats have recklessly created a true national crisis, I'm using my authorities under the law to protect our great country, as I always will do. Therefore, I'm going to sign an order instructing Secretary of Homeland Security Mark Wayne Mullen to immediately pay our TSA agents in order to address this emergency situation and to quickly stop the Democrat chaos at the airports. It's unclear where the funds would come from, if they might be pulling funds from the big, beautiful bill that was already passed. But in the meantime, the Senate has passed this bill that would fund all of DHS except for ICE and Border Patrol. It is unclear how much support it's going to get in the House. Last night, Speaker Mike Johnson said Republicans in the White House have already conceded to many Democrat demands and should not make a bad deal.
They have instituted reforms. We have a new secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. Democrats, they want to unmask ICE agents in these hostile environments where they can be doxxed and their families targeted. And they want us to add a warrant requirement before anyone is deported. Those things aren't workable. They can't be done, so it's not something the president can give on.
So we have not yet heard the president's position on what the Senate did last night or what he would hope the House does later on today. We're set to see him around 12:30, though. Julie.
All right, Jacqui Heinrich, thank you very much. Misery for millions at our nation's airports caused by the shutdown, which drags on. Our team put together this time-lapse video at Hartsfield-Jackson. It shows just how quickly the delays are building. And you can see those lines growing rapidly, wrapping through the entire terminal and making for a very long wait for travelers, hours, up to 4 hours for some. ICE officers, meantime, and other federal agents are helping at airports to ease those wait times, and President Trump is also considering sending in the National Guard to help as well.
You show up 5 hours early, you think you're there, and you go down to the basement, work your way around baggage claim to come up, to then go outside and sweat, to come back inside to see more lines. It's ridiculous.
I had to change my flight because there was just no way I was going to make it.
Nobody's happy about this. We're not happy. They're certainly not happy. It just seems a shame that we're letting this happen.
Madison Scarpino is at Hartsfield-Jackson in Atlanta, and I guess you're probably the only person there that's not furious because you don't have a flight to catch. How's it going?
That's right, Julie. And the good news right now is that the lines here in Atlanta have gone down significantly at this moment. It's kind of a trend we've been seeing over the last few days, pretty manageable lines after the busy morning rush. As you can see, only a handful of travelers waiting in line right now. You can also see those ICE agents checking people's IDs. We know this is something they have been training to do to help alleviate the stress off of these unpaid TSA workers. But this is what travelers had to deal with this morning here. Lines starting outside of the terminal, the lines then wrapping all through baggage claim, where people had to weave their way through before even getting close to the TSA checkpoint. And this all comes as President Trump says he'll be signing an emergency order instructing Homeland Security to immediately fund TSA agents. And travelers we've been talking to today are all for that.
It shouldn't be happening in the first place, but of course that's the right thing to do.
I think they should be paid, yes, under any circumstances, of course.
Any way to get them paid, probably the sooner the better.
And this is a live look at another airport getting hit hard with these long lines, George Bush Intercontinental Airport in Houston. People there are still waiting hours. And as we go into this weekend, even if TSA workers start coming back to work, Airlines for America President Chris Sununu says travelers should still give themselves time.
The money doesn't just appear in their accounts because the president signs an executive order or they pass the bill. The back pay probably won't be there, could be for another week or so. And these folks are still living paycheck to paycheck. So it's not like, well, I'll show up when the money comes. It's, hey, I got to pay my bills still, and the money hasn't shown up.
And officials here in Atlanta are still urging travelers to get here 3 to 4 hours before their flight. Julie.
All right, Madison, thank you so much. Meantime, Republican Congressman Andy Biggs of Arizona, member of the Oversight and Judiciary Committees and a candidate for governor, joins me now. Well, this is 42 days way too late. I always say better late than never, but in this case, it just didn't seem necessary, this 42-day delay.
Yeah, I agree with you, Julie. And actually, the bill that came out of the Senate early this morning doesn't give the Democrats anything that they wanted or said that they wanted. In other words, we could have solved this thing 42 days ago if they would have just not had their leverage moment where they were trying to get something that they weren't going to get. And so now we have a situation where you've got a bill that doesn't even fund agencies that take care of, say, prevention of child sex trafficking. And so we're going to have to fix that and get it back to the Senate. But in the meantime, I am glad President Trump is ensuring that TSA is going to get paid because they need it. They were badly treated here.
No, it's absolutely awful. The fact that they've been working this long without pay and the number of people that have called out sick and the safety risk that that poses to Americans who are at airports every day flying somewhere. There's also some talk around the timing of this deal that seems to offer a little bit of hope now, and at least. It comes just a couple days after several major airlines pulled a major perk for members of Congress that lets them skip the line to go through security. Ben Ferguson had some thoughts on that this week. Let's listen.
I call it scumbaggery Congress 101, right? They don't have to have Obamacare. They don't have to travel like we do, and they get to skip around the lines and get special people to bring them through. None of this affects their life. They don't care if they hurt you. So I'm glad to see some of these airlines that have stood up and said, hey, we're not giving you any extra perks right now. Welcome to the real world.
Okay, first of all, every traveler in America is furious with Congress, and now Congress is getting the green light to skip the lines. They should be the ones actually held at the back of the line in order to actually experience what real everyday Americans have been experiencing for 42 days.
I'll be frank with you. I didn't even know that there were perks for members of Congress until I saw a story earlier this week because I've never had that experience, Julie. So. You know, I go on with everybody else in the line, and I sit in the back of the plane, a lot of times in the middle seat, and a lot of times way back in the plane. So I didn't even know there were perks, quite frankly. But I am disgusted that there were perks, and so you know, I get the frustration. I think we're all frustrated.
Yeah,
and we need. Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, Americans are disgusted too. They're going to agree with you. So the question is this going to pass?
I think what's going to happen is something's going to happen today. It'll get back over to the Senate. I think that because you didn't fund the apparatus that's supposed to be actually preventing child sexual abuse, you're not funding. They're not funding the men and women in Border Patrol who work the border either. So those will have to be taken care of, and then maybe we can throw in the voter ID portion. But this is going to get back to the Senate, I hope, today or tomorrow. And then the Senate, should you see it this coming week in a pro forma session. In the meantime, I'm hopeful that the executive order actually pays TSA and we can get all of these problems resolved in short order.
I hope so, too. So does every American watching right now. Congressman Andy Biggs, always great to see you. Thank you very much.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.